Lower right-hand corner of our screen for the ZOTAC EU Finals, it is the one, the only Terran player in the blue, MMA.
And his opponent in the top left, reeling back from a pretty harsh loss. Can he bring it back? It's the Teal Zerg, VPQ, or VP BenQ Slivko. Oh, I get dyslexia just reading that name. And I think it's the capitalizations that get me.
I'm not surprised at all. MMA with the supply depot, and looks like he's going to put down that Rax first based on his rally. I'm interested to see if he goes with Reaper. This map, it seems to me, really hard to make Reapers extremely effective, but we saw Cass have a lot of fun with it earlier. Meanwhile, Slivko, just droning. Not going with an early pool or an early gas or anything. Probably just going to expand first. Oh, MMA. Actually, fools me. He tricks me. Trickster guy. Gonna end up probably going command center first.
Well, I mean, the thing about Slivko is he's faced all sorts of, how do I describe it? The most typical builds today. There's been nothing out of the ordinary for him to fight, and he's managed to muscle his way here to the finals. So regardless of what MMA goes for, unless he does some sort of cheesy build, Slivko in the early game will not be caught off guard.
Agreed. And we've actually seen that constant triple command center out of our Terran players today.
It's been a popular build since Wings of Liberty. I'm not surprised we're still seeing it here today.
Yeah, and so I feel like, though, that if MMA hits a timing off of purely two bases, that Slivko would not be prepared for that.
You know, it's funny, we kind of discussed this between games because you're just watching the VOD, but like, there's the term patch jerk, right? Let's ignore that for a second. Why is the term mule Terran not like a giant derogatory term? Seriously. Because 3 CCs early on is just abusive and disgusting. I'm a Terran player and I will admit to that. The economy for a Terran player, of course, skyrocketing, but it's always this double-edged sword. The mules, yeah, they'll get you that economy quicker, but you also mine out that much faster, and it's just, it hurts watching players get stuck on two base situations, which tend to happen on Aklon. Not always for suredly, but the third base, you know, you get that creep going, it becomes very difficult to deal with.
Yes, completely agreed. Those rocks have to be taken out very soon. Actually, double rocks if you really want that third base to be secure. And taking the third base to the south, you know, you'd think with that choke point there it would be easier, but it tends to not be, especially when you're going up against a Terran who can control space. We know MMA can do that. He took out third base, just like you said in the last game. That was so perfectly positioned.
I can't even get over how perfect, like, that was so textbook perfect the way he did that push. But we got the factory coming up again, and I like the way he's positioning his build order a little bit. It does help cover some more space just in case something sneaky or cheeky is up. But Slivko has a Roach Warren already on the way. If MMA goes for early tanks, he'll be so well suited to deal with this. We'll have to see what his choice is. Of course, with the factory over to the side like this, may not be what we think it is. And of course, the starboard. Well, sorry, because here real quick, the starboard again going to be very delayed here, I imagine, by MMA. But he could also be going for some cheeky Banshee stuff. My fingers are crossed, but it's very doubtful as it's really been phased out of this matchup at this point.
This is true. I like seeing Banshee play every now and again. Zergling's pushed out there for Slivko, presumably just for scouting information, but they've decided to come all the way home, which is interesting. At the same time, he's got 9
the roaches though. On the way. Yeah, this is where it gets scary for him. He's got this bunker up, but there's not enough SCVs. He hasn't done a transfer or anything, so there's actually not enough SCVs currently at the natural to repair this bunker if the roaches decide to attack it. The Widow Mine is coming. We've got the starport actually not being delayed, as I said it might have been. And MMA, I mean, if he transfers a couple SCVs down, if he builds some more, if he gets enough out, he's not going to worry too much about this push from Slivko, but Slivko is looking for blood, or he doesn't come with this attack lightly. He wants to cause some serious damage.
Agreed. And these Widow Mines, if they can be tempted out, that's going to make all the difference in this fight. MMA with the SCV that is kind of spotting, gets to see that Zerglings are coming in, but that's all.
He also sees the roaches. He sees a low number of roaches, but that's never the amount that's on the field, and he's got to know this. MMA, a very experienced player, will know what's coming. Slivko.
Yeah, 2 more bunkers on the way, and the roaches coming up.
Here come that repair. Can he get the repair in time? No, Slivko backing up. Probably could have knocked down that bunker just before the SCVs got there, but either way, retains most of his roaches, so he can walk away happy, not too heavy losses. We'll most likely try and knock down these rocks at the back. If I had to take a wild guess, yes, here they come.
Yeah, and there's really not a whole lot protecting there. The Widow Mines get picked up, boosted out of their MMAs, going for some worker kills, and it's going to take so long to kill these rocks that I don't see Slivko being able to do a whole lot.
Yeah, Slivko's dedicated a bit to this attack. He really needs to get in there, but MMA already put down other bunkers behind this in preparation. He saw those roaches back up and knew more were coming, or at least around two, and Slivko might be best off trying to walk up the ramp. There is no full wall up here, but the tank is now up. SCVs are going to block the ramp because he realizes that is a bit of a danger at SCVs versus roaches. Well, that's a pretty cool fight, Ord.
Yeah, I mean, Slivko's able to kill a couple of those workers,
but not
there.
worth it.
MMA,
8 workers killed,
though.
but also lost 8 at home due to those Widow Mines.
Yeah. Oh, that one Widow Mine with the 8 kills, the other with 2. So nice. Spire on the way and conveniently scouted by the Widow Mine.
Yeah, I don't know. This is not looking too good for Slivko. He really dedicated a lot, and that got shut down, and he might have defeated his own self before MMA even had a chance to, because losing the workers at home, not spotting that dropship.
Oh,
medevac. Both units here very low.
happening?
Neither wants to be out on the field, but we have the push Ord coming up the natural ramp.
yeah, we do. Spire's 3/4 done. Just a couple Marines, a tank, and a Viking, but Slivko's got no real answer. He's lost all those roaches earlier. This siege tech is just...
And then Widow Mine makes the reappearance with 2 health, burrowing right in front of the Marines, and the medevac, of course, coming back as well, still alive. Widow Mine going off on the eggs, though. GG, either way. Game 2 going to MMA.